Apa nama tengah sale?
Oh, waktu aku tengah sale aku beli Rainbow Six Deluxe Edition RM36.
Apa ni? Alah, Resident Evil 3 demo korang ajar tu aku ingat tu. Undek bagi fake hope.
Resident Evil 3 game tu boring doang.
Resident Evil 3 free. Dia tengok Record City demo. Damn it, man.
Alright. Ayuh kita mula.
Ayo.
Apa Japanese mod on.
Japanese
Yeah.
mode.
Gitu.
Lepas tu Espanyol mode.
Okay, class mode.
Bahasa Espanyol.
Keras mode.
Okay.
Masuk. Oh, ke bawah.
Kau bawa.
Bawa.
Okay,
Buenos
so
dias.
let's start.
Hai.
Hold on.
Kacau greetings.
Kau biar macam mana?
Greeting.
Selamat
Okay.
pagi cikgu. Selamat semalam.
Semua orang kat kamera kan. Semua orang kat kamera buat kelakar.
Okay. So we'll continue from last class. So last class we stopped at the vocabulary. And we stop until the last one would be this one, my after the last one. So we'll be answering for the U verb. So what is U verb?
It is apa dia golden.
So. U verb is go down.
Oi.
Go down. So go down. So the first one is
Iku.
so iku.
Itu.
Zaro suka.
Iku. Okay.
Iku, which means to go. And the
Iku.
formal one would be, the polite version would be ikimasu.
Oh, I see.
Ikimasu.
Hey, no TikToks
Apa kau mengarut syaitan?
Okay, ikimasu. And then next one.
これは帰る。
So, kaeru.
Kairu.
Kaeru, which means to go back or to return. Kaeru. Then it will become, the polite one would be, hold on. Kaerimasu. So, kaerimasu. And then next one is kiku, which is to listen or to hear. Kiku.
Kiku. Ichi minji.
Kiku. To listen or to hear. Ongaku wo kiku. Hanashi o kiku. Ongaku is music, so ongaku wo kiku. And then hanashi is like a talk. Hanashi o kiku. You can use both. Ongaku. And then hanashi. So, 次。
飲む。
So, nomu. Nomu, which is to drink. No, mizu o nomu.
飲みます。
そう、飲みます。水を飲む。コーラを飲む。コーラを飲みます。The next one is?
あれは、話す。
そう。話す。So it's mentioned. 話す is to speak or to talk. So 話す will become 話します。話す。何々で話す。For example, 日本語で話します。日本語、Japanese, and then 英語で話します。
日本語少し話します。
Like that, it will become 話せます。
話せます。Okay.
it means that you can speak a bit of Japanese, so it'll become Nihongo. Nihongo de sukoshi hanasemasu. It'll conjugate into this for like you can
Hanasemasu.
speak.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Sensei, which one do you prefer? Do you say hanasemasu or shaberimasu?
I think it's better to use hanasemasu.
Why?
Shaberimasu is more to like conversation kind of way. It's
I see.
like I can converse in Japanese, but it doesn't really like sound natural for me.
Oi.
Hanasemasu sounds a bit more polite, I guess.
Oi.
日本語で少し話せます。日本語 Japanese, and then if you like English, then it will become 英語で話せます。Malay language, then マレー語。
マレー語。
そう、マレー語。This one is 英語。
Alhamdulillah.
マレー語。This one is 日本語。そうそうそう。次、verbs. What is verb?
る is 一段。
そうそう。一段。
And then we have 六段. I'm just kidding. It's joke. It's joke.
6段、and then 10段。
10段 and then 100段。
10段。Okay. So verb is 一段, meaning they only can conjugate into what? I mean, not one, right? But they only change the rule part.
Oi.
Okay. So the first one is?
Okiru.
Where's my cup?
I didn't take the cup. Ibu took the cup.
Okiru.
Okay.
Okiru, which is to get up.
Yes.
Okiru. 朝起きる。朝6時に起きます。
素敵な朝。Yes.
If you make it polite, it'll become 起きます。
起きます。
起きます。次。
あれは食べる。
そうそう。食べる。which is to eat. ハンバーガーを食べる。ピザを食べる。
おい。
Then you become 食べます for the polite version.
食べます。
食べます。次。
あれは、寝る。
そうそうそう。寝る。which is to sleep or to go to sleep. So probably it'll be like, for example, 午後10時に寝ます。
10時に寝ます。早いすぎません。
まあ本当は10時に寝ませんけどね。寝ます。
コンテクストの理由です。
はい、最後。
やります。あれは見る。
見る。そうそうそう。見る。which is to see or to look or to watch. It'll become 見ます。
見ます。
So
in my head, it's still 見えます but then I could be in a different mazhab, you know?
見えます。Actually, the one that you, the last class that you asked is like 見れる or 見えるでしょ？
はい。
見れる is like, can you see it? But in terms of you are trying to see it. But if it's 見える, it's more to like you see it naturally. For example, how do I say it? Hold on, let me think of the good example. For example, you are setting up a movie, like, you know, the macam on the screen.
And then I'll ask them, 見えますか?
見れますか? This one is 見れますか?
はいはい。
見れますか?
はい。
But for example, like another one, 見えますか is more to like, for example, you're walking outside during the night and then you look above and then you see like, oh, 木が見えますか? 次、ski が見えます。Meaning that you see it without you trying it. Something like that.
I see. So
It's like something naturally.
alah dia it's like macam it's like bahasa Melayu, you know, you could say kita boleh lihat atau kita boleh nampak, you know, like it's
Yeah.
two
It's
different
kind of like that.
things. And okay, lihat and
Yeah.
nampak.
So. That's the difference actually. I actually check Google that.
Oi,
So yeah, that's kind of the difference of it.
okay.
そう。見る。見ます。Next, we go for the irregular. I know where you buy. Oh, buy that one. Okay. Help.
Oh, あれは変革動詞。変革動詞 or what? I don't remember.
変革動詞。そう。
動詞。Oh, はい。あれはね、来る。
そう。来る。
おい。
来る。そう。
おいしい。
来る。Which is to come, to go to somewhere. I mean, to come to a destination. So it's not going, but someone is coming, something like that.
おい。
そう。来る。If it's to go, then it's kind of like 行く。This one. To go. But this one is to come.
To come.
So it'll become, the polite one would be 来ます。
So let's just say if I was to, are you gonna come back? 帰ってくれる？
帰ってくる？そう。帰ってくる？
帰ってくる？来ません？
そう。
なんで？
そう。
殺すぞ。
そう。Actually, that's correct.
はい。
帰ってくる？帰ってこない。そう。来る。来ます。So, but this one is you have to be careful because there's another word. It's actually the dictionary form would be kiru.
Kiru. Oh, isn't
But
kiru
when
like
you
cutting it down? Kiru.
Yeah. That one also there's another one which is to wear something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It uses to different kanji. This one is to wait, hold on. This one is to cut, kiru. Oh, hold on. My cat wants to go out. Yeah.
問題ない。
で、
猫は
どうぞ。
is
出
apologize.
たい。いや、ちょっと待って。
猫は許します。
Class.
Iklan okay.
Okay.
Welcome, Satoru.
Satoru man. Hello. こんばんは。Okay.
The hero
So
has
this
come
one is to cut, hiru.
Hiru.
But there's another one would be this one. Am I writing it correct? 日本語 is not 上手。ちょっと待って。切る。そう。betul lah. 切る。This one is also 切る, but this one is to wear.
Because
And then
I heard it before, like kinasai, like bukan kinasai is come with me.
Yeah.
Tak apa. Tapi I remember that certain word that's phonetically the same as that. Basically, it's a side of me that I'm like, I can definitely say. I'm not acting smart. I swear to God, I've heard this before in anime.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's actually quite used word. So, 切る. But the thing is, when you conjugate it might be different actually. So
Okay.
this one, if you conjugate into a polite one, it will become kirimasu. But this one will become kimasu actually, the same as this one. So this one you have to be careful depending on the kanji lah. It can mean different things.
Oi.
So yeah, I do not know why they have so many similar words, but different meaning.
Diorang pun pening kepala.
So this is why kanji is important, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Mondai nai.
So okay, next one is suru. So suru.
Oi. Suru.
する which is to do something. そうそう、します。do something します。宿題をします。ゲームをします。そうします。And then last one would be 勉強する。そうそうそう。勉強する。勉強する。which is to study. to study. 日本語を勉強する。英語を勉強する。
偉い。とても
いい学生。
いい学生。Spot
そう
on.
そう。Okay. Next, we have the adjectives. So
Hoi.
adjective. This one is actually adjective. They have two types of adjective actually.
Oh,
In
okay. I'm gonna
English,
write
it's called keyoshi, but the first one
Ah.
is
down.
na keyoshi. Na keyoshi.
Alright.
Another one would be I keyoshi. The reason why it's different is because the way they will be conjugated later is different. So this one we'll learn in details later. But for this one, E is Ikeyoshi, sorry.
Hoi.
This one is Ikeyoshi. E, which means good. E. So. But if you want to say it's not good, it'll become, or not good, it'll become yokunai.
Oh.
Actually, yokunai. Because it actually comes from the word yoi, actually. Yoi, which is also
Stato.
means good. Yoi. Yoi.
Yoi.
So that one is E. And then we have hayai. Hayai. This one is E. This
あれ
one
も
is
イケヨシですね。
そう。これもいい形容詞。早い。So, 早い which is early, or it can also means fast actually.
ああ、いや。
So, 早い。
ああ、書きました。
そう。And fun fact that they also have another kanji for 早い。
ああ、OK。それは何だい？
This one, 早い。
Is that 早い for speed or what?
This one is for speed.
Haya is fast, right?
そう。早い is fast. For this one is more to speed.
Ooh, I like that one.
早い. So that is the adjectives. Next is the adverbs. So this one is more to like you want to express on the frequency on how much you do it or how like little you do it. So for example, we have amari. And usually amari is used with a negative verb at the end. For example, amari 勉強しません. So you do not study sometimes. So yeah, it's more like not, you don't really study much. Amari.
Wow, that's me.
あまり朝起きない。
ちょっと待って。あまり朝起きない。
Or should I use it on a different adverb?
I think it's different adverbs.
はい。
I can't think of it right now. If it comes to my mind, I'll share with you.
はい。
あまり何々しませんか. Do you use with negative because it's not much. And then another one would be 全然. 全然. And then this one is also used as a negative one, which means not at all. So the difference between these two is that amari expresses like 50% that you don't really do it, but zen is like 100% you don't do it.
Yeah, it's completely.
Yeah. So. 全然勉強しません。勉強しなかったとか。I did not study at all.
Ada tak makan kan? Ada
And
tak
then
makan
if it's like amari勉強しなかった, then you be like, I did study a bit, but not all of it. It kind of means like that. So that's the difference between amari and 全然.
Shamina.
So.
Ayah.
And then we have 大抵.
Alia.
大抵.
For now jangan makan. Boleh?
大抵 means like it means usually. So for example, you want to say like around this time, I usually watch TV. So you'll be like, この時間で大抵はテレビを見ます. So you'll be like usually 大抵. And then we have ちょっと. ちょっと. So ちょっと means a bit or a little.
Oi.
So for example, you want to express like, oh, maybe it hurts a little. So you'll be like, ちょっと痛いです. Or you want to say, I'm a bit sad. ちょっと悲しいです.
ちょっと悲しい.
ちょっと a little. ちょっと. And then we have 時々. 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 時々is different. 時々.
時々.
Doki is much like you're kind of like, I guess you were a bit like nervous, I guess. Nervous.
What? Doki.
Huh? What was it, Satoru?
Oh, nervous.
Onomatopoeia.
So, it's an onomatopoeia. I cannot pronounce that word. Honestly.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah, that thing.
Onomatopoeia.
I cannot pronounce it. But yeah,
Kaicho,
it's
pronounce it, Kaicho.
it is macam it represents the sound of your heartbeat. Actually, doki doki. So it can be like nervous, actually. But toki doki is sometimes. Toki doki. For example, toki doki 音楽を聴きます. Sometimes I listen to music. 時々音楽を聴きます. And then last one is yoku. Yoku. Yoku means like often or much. So for example, yoku fried chicken を食べます. I often eat fried chicken, for example. So the difference between these two is kind of like amari and zenzen. Yoku is more higher, I guess. The percentage is higher. I wouldn't say like if it's 100% or 50, but it's higher percentage. Tokidoki is like the number of times you do it is less.
Because I feel like yoku is much more like oftenly, right?
Yeah, so often. So that's why it's higher percentage. And then the sometimes it's like lesser. So. And then we have expression.
表現か。
表現 expression. 表現 expression. So the first one we have
そうですね。
そうですね. So usually そうですね it would be like you either agreeing or depending on the tone lah. So you'll be like そうですね. Then that would be like agreeing. That's right. Or you'll be like, let me see. Or you're like thinking. You'll be like そうですね.
You're considering.
Based on the situation.
Yeah. It depends. It depends on the situation and it depends on your tone. If it be like macam short and macam straight, it'll be like そうですね. Then you'll be like, oh, that's right. Agreeing, But it'll be like if it's like low and then a bit long, so ですね. It's more to like you're thinking.
So it depends on the pronunciation to
Yeah.
differentiate the function of the
Yep. It depends. Depends on the tone, so yeah.
そうですか。はい。
Okay. Next one is
でも
So, demo. Demo. It means but. For example, you like someone is talking to you and then you kind of like
Adam, slow sikit,
like,
Adam.
demo, you know? Demo, but, you know?
Yeah, but okay.
Demo. So, demo. And the last one is do desu ka?
そうですか。
どうですか? Do.
どうですか。
So.
これはどうだい?
Do desu ka? How about this? Or how is this? For example, you are giving an suggestion to someone and then you'll be like, どうですか? So like, how what do you think about this, you know? How about this? Or for example, you want to ask about, you know, it's more to like asking on about that certain topic lah. What do you think about it, you know? どうですか? So,
どうでしょ
どうでしょう? どうですか? So, any questions so far?
今はない。大丈夫。
大丈夫ですか? 本当ですか?
大丈夫ですか。大丈夫です。
はい。
Dodai sama kan dengan
Hai,
Dodeska.
Apa dia?
So. Dodai. So.
Dodai?
It's actually the same, but it's more less formal. Dodai. So.
If you want to be a Chad, use Dodai.
Nah, gitu.
これは
どうだい?
これはおすすめです。
Dodai. So.
使ってくださ
Okay,
い。
next. Next, we'll go for grammar. Actually, for the first grammar, I already taught for the last class, which is verb conjugation. So basically, it's just explaining that there are 3 different types of verb groups, which is better to say this one. Which is the go down verb, which is 5-level group. The reason why it's called 5-level is because depending on what you want to conjugate the context of it, you have to change to the second hiragana to like different vowels. So that is the 5-level, isn't it? Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level. And then next one we have the 1 level, which is Ichidan group. So the reason why it's called Ichidan is because basically you just replace the rule with other things. You don't have to change the vowel of it.
Oi.
So yeah, that's the 1 level. And then the last one would be irregular verbs, which is better for you to memorize how it changes because it's the way that it changes is not consistent.
Oi.
So that is the irregular verb. Okay, so that is the we conjugate lah. That one you can refer to the video later, which will be uploaded in the Nihon culture.
Oi. Oops.
Next would be the verb types and the present tense.
10-9.
So usually, there are usually like 2 types, which is habitual action, which is something that you usually do
Oi.
or you usually do not do. It's repetitive lah. So this one you usually use the one that we just learned, which is like probably amari. Amari or zen
Zen.
or tokidoki. To. Oh.
君を見てると。
Tokidoki, which is sometimes or yoku. So, for example, anyone wants to read it?
はい。
はい。
私はよくテレビを見ます。
そうそう。私はよくテレビを見ます。So, 私はよく, so they use yoku, which is often. terebi o mimasu. So this is how you use it for the whether it's repetitive punya explanation. So it's either amari or zenzen. But always remember amari and zenzen, you need to end it in negative.
Oi.
So for example, if you use amari in this, if you instead of yoku you use amari, what will it become?
Apa dia? It would be like sometimes, right? It wouldn't be as often.
No, amari is like I don't really watch it. It will become that meaning because you need to end it in negative.
I see. Oh, amari pun kira negative, eh?
Yeah, amari and zenzen.
Okay.
So if you to replace amari into yoku, then you become watashi wa amari terebi o mimasen. So you need to end this in negative. Mimasen.
Mimasen. That was the midway.
Hiya.
It's the Japanese man. What can I say?
So also the same goes for zenzen. So watashi wa zenzen terebi o, then you change it to negative form, mimasen. So then, for example, the next one, anyone wants to read this?
I'll try.
Okay.
Okay, so they says Miyari-san wa tokidoki朝ごはんを食べません。
Okay, so. Miyari-san wa tokidoki asa gohan o tabemasen. So this one is they use the word for the betul repetitive punya tu. So tokidoki sometimes gohan o tabemasen. So tokidoki doesn't really matter if you end the word with negative or positive. Unlike this one. This one must end with negative, but this one doesn't really matter if you end it with negative or positive. So in this one, they use it negative lah. So you can also change the tokidoki to yoku actually. So Miyari-san wa yoku asa gohan o tabemasen, or Miyari-san wa tokidoki asa gohan o tabemasu. Also can. So this one is more the habitual actions. Next is future action. So future action you usually add the word for time, such as ashita or kyo or raishu toka. Raishu, senshu, those kind of words. Last week, next week. So maybe Satoru-man dozo.
私は明日京都に行きます。
そう。私は明日京都に行きます。
はい。I'm gonna write that down.
私は明日京都に行きます。So this one, since it's ikimasu, so you have to use something that is future one, the future actions. So this one can be replaced maybe like raishu, which is next week. Raishu. So. Ashita or maybe asatte. Asatte, which is the day after tomorrow. You can change it. But if you make it into like past tense, which is maybe like yesterday or last week, then you have to change the verb at the end. You have to conjugate it into past tense. Then it will become watashi wa, for example, kino, which is yesterday. Kino, yesterday. Kyoto ni, then this one will become ikimashita.
Oh, ikimashita.
So. Ikimashita. So this is how you will change it to become past tense.
Tapi jadi macam I've went.
So it'll become like that. I went to Kyoto yesterday or last week. So. Okay. Sige, anyone wants to read this? Yeah, Kaicho, どうぞ。
はい。スーザンは、今日、今日家に帰りません。
そう。
おー。
帰りません。So basically, it means Sue will not be returning to home today. So 今日 is today. And then 帰る. This one it comes from the word 帰る, which is go home lah, to go home, to come back. So yes, that's it lah, basically. The next one will go for particles. So particles is kind of, if it's in English, is more to like to, is, that kind of words lah. So in Japanese, there are mainly the basic one would be like o, de, ni, and e. O, de, ni, and e. And depending on which particles you use, it means differently lah. So first one, we have the particle of o, which indicates direct object. So basically, for example, okay, anyone wants to read it?
コーヒーを飲みます。
そう。コーヒーを飲みます。So basically, it's a direct way of saying it lah. So I'm drinking coffee. So coffee is coffee. And nomimasu is drink. So, and the next one? Satoru-men, どうぞ。
音楽を聴きます。
そう。音楽を聴きます。音楽。Which is music. And then 聴きます is to listen. And the last one, maybe Shazrin, どうぞ。Shazrin? I cannot hear you, sorry. Okay, maybe Kaicho?
はい。テレビを見ます。
そう。テレビを見ます。So テレビ is TV. And then 見ます is to watch. So depending on the verb you use, sometimes they use different particles. So that is why at the vocabulary page, they actually provide what particles they are usually used or you can use. So for example, like ikimasu, then you can use this either to depending on the context. Or maybe to listen, kiku, then you use o. So that is why they put at the end the particles of what they are used. So this one is also better to memorize as well when you memorize the verbs itself.
The particles.
So particles.
Okay.
Next one is the particles of de. So this one indicates of where the event takes place. So for example, you are reading a book, so that is what you're doing, the event. But where you read the book, maybe you read at the library. So hence it'll become this one. So anyone wants to read this? そう。
図書館で本を読みます。
そう。図書館で本を読みます。So how you use the particle. So first you put the place of it, which is 図書館, the library.
おい。
図書館 library. So, and then you use the particles of the. And then 本を読みます. So basically this is like how it works up here. The direct object, you read a book. 本を読みます. Homeless book. 本 and then 読みます.
Oh, like yomi, like yomu. I mean, like the kanji reminds me of go, of Nihongo.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
So,
the
so.
first part lah.
Actually, this one is so. This one is go, which is like actually more to you, I guess, to see, to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's a kanji like this only to say.
You.
You, so you, imasu, you. And then this one is more to like uru actually, which is to
Uru.
sell. Uru, urimasu. Uru. So, urimasu. This one.
I see.
Uru. Which is to sell.
Mm.
So hence the combination of the kanji, I guess, it become yomimasu.
Yomimasu.
So next one maybe Satoru-men dozo.
うちでテレビを見ます。
uchi de terebi o mimasu. So basically terebi o mimasu, you watch TV, that is the event or the activity that you are doing. And where it you did that would be uchi, which is your home. So
Sensei, yang baris bawah tu?
baris bawah yang ni
Nah,
Oh, this is just the focusing on the particles.
Kedudukan dia.
Yeah. So uchi means uchi, which is my home lah, usually. De terebi, which is TV. O mima.
Uchi de konai ka.
You're inviting someone, is it? テレビを見ます。行きたくない。
ケーキをいます。ある。
ケーキがある。そうそう、ケーキがありますと。見ます。Just watch. So basically, there is to show where the event takes place. Next one would be ni.
Oh, fly me to the moon. Hell yeah.
Ni. So ni, they have two meanings. So the first one would be the goal towards which things move, which is this one, the goal of movement. So for example, you supposed to for this one, it's supposed to go to the school. Go to school, which is meaning that the goal of movement is for you to go to the school. But in this case, the context is that this person will not go to school. So it will become like this. So anyone wants to read this?
Cool. Okay, I'm kind of excited, so can I try this out?
どうぞ。
私は今日学校に行きません。
私は今日学校に行きません。So your goal of movement was supposed to go to school. Hence, you put the school first, then you put ni, the particle.
ほい。
私は今日 today 学校 which is school に行きません。To not go.
I remember getting confused when Rina Sensei was teaching this one.
Really? Sebab?
Sebab dia kan tempat kan. So dia sepatutnya letak there tapi dia letak ni.
De, ni, and.
So. That's the difference lah. There is where the event takes place, but ni is where you have to move towards that place.
Oh.
So hence they
Adam,
said
sikit
the
dah.
goal of movement.
Oh ya.
So okay, next one maybe Satoru Mendoza.
私はうちに帰ります。
そうそう、私は家に帰ります。So 家 my home,
My
and then
home.
帰る or 帰ります which is to go back or come back home. So that's why they use ni. Another one is to show the time where the event takes place.
Jikang.
So jikam, or it can also be time or like maybe date.
Wait, that kanji is Kyoto?
This one?
Uh-huh.
So Kyoto.
Okay. What's writing in Japanese again?
Kaku.
Kikima. Ka.
どう書きますか?
Kakimasu. Hi.
So kakimasu. So the way to write Kyoto would be like this: 1,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
3,
All right.
4, 5.
Okay, so far I'm right.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah, I did it. Okay, and the rest I tawakkal.
1, 2, 3, 4,
What the hell?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Chotomate, you're in the matrix.
Okay, I'll go again.
Hi.
1, 2, 3,
Okay. All right.
4,
Oh, that's very good, Sruff. Let's go, boys.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Hi.
9.
Oh, okay. So this kanji. Hi.
Yep. So.
Looks like a flag. Hi.
So. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like a flag. But this one you have to be careful. This part is because if you to make it bigger, 1, 2, 3,
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
and then it'll connect like this.
Oh, like the cross. It'll hit the cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have to make sure this part is connected to in the
Of
middle.
course, yeah, the Japanese man.
And then the box below it, you have to also touch the line.
What you said? You have a method this before. It's like sunagu.
So. Was it Sunagu? I think. Oh my god, I can't remember. It's either I think you can say it Sunagu because it touches. And then the last one would be like 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like number 3, but opposite sign, opposite of it.
Am I the only one who looks at that as cool, but just like incomplete?
Ro. So. Ro. Kind of looks like ro. Okay, so that's the kanji for Kyoto. So, did this one have read before? Belum. Okay, dozo.
Satoru men, dozo.
日曜日に京都に来ます。
そう。日曜日に京都に行きます。If you notice, they use 2 ni actually. It's because the first one would be the time, and then the second one would be the goal
place.
of movement.
The destination.
So.
Pada hari Sunday nama Melayu apa? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just forgetting bahasa Melayu. Pada hari Ahad. Pada hari Ahad ke Kyoto kita akan pergi. Actually no. I forget that I say everything, you know? I don't want to say anything anymore.
Saya pergi ke Kyoto pada hari Ahad.
Yeah.
Betul lah. I mean, that's like a bit better version than mine, but you know, that's okay.
Kalau we macam mana?
We watashi tachi. Apa we? We maksudnya us.
Yeah.
Then you add watashi tachi wa.
私たちは
私たちは日曜日に京都に行きます。Then you'll become we.
うん、
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
next one would be the time, which is this one.
これは待ってるぜ。だっ
う
て、大好き
どうぞ
の漢字はあります。OK。
そうそう。
10時に寝ます。
10?
10時。
10時
11。
10、OK。No。11時に寝ます。
そう11時に寝ます。So 11時 is 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock に寝ます。So basically it's using the time, the number of time.
I blame katakana because when they have that, it's basically a representation of prolonging the word, right?
Okay.
Katakana.
Sure. We wait until
I
the
take
start
every
of the
bait.
kanji class.
It is never my fault. I don't know.
寝ます, which is sleep. So, 寝ます sleep. So yeah.
Oi.
And then you can also use the word goro, which is like around.
Goro.
So around or about. So if you're not so sure the exact time, you use goro. 11時頃に寝ます。11時頃寝ます。In this case, you don't put ni also can for the goro part.
Pada hari
around.
Ahad, kita pergi ke Kyoto.
So, and last one would be e. So the particle of a also kind of indicates the goal of movement. And instead of, sometimes instead of ni, you can also use a actually. So yeah, it depends on which one you want to use. Because that's why sometimes in the vocabulary, they put to. For example, this one. To go ikimasu, you can use ni or a. You can replace it. So, for example, okay. For example, this one, those are.
Sabar. Oh, is it Satoruman or me?
Anyone can.
Shazrin, do you want to go? I want to do it, but Shazrin, your microphone is open. Do you want to go or?
Oh, is he on push to talk?
Maybe.
We cannot hear you, Shazrin.
Tak boleh dengar langsung.
We can't hear you.
How is that the hardest issue? Why we decided?
No. Oh, sure.
It's okay, Shazrin. I'll take the bullet for you, man. 私は今日学校へ行きません。
そうそう。私は今日学校へ行きません。So basically, this is the same sentence as above, the one that uses ni. So basically, yes, you can just replace a with ni or ni with a. So it's basically the same thing depending on which one you want to use. So this one, 私は学校へ行きません。And the last one, どうぞ。
my coffee.
私は家へ帰ります。
そうそう、私は家へ帰ります。I will return home.
I shall return.
そう。
帰ります。
So yes, basically for this one, it's like this. So it's already 10:34. So grammar number 4 and the rest will continue in the next class, which is on today is Friday. So on Monday.
金曜日。
So 今日は金曜日. The next class is on 月曜日. And then starting next week, every Friday we'll go for kanji. So yes.
の日は待ってるぜ。
So yes, from next week we'll start with kanji. We'll start with the basic one, which is the day and the numbers. Yes, and every one class for kanji we'll learn 5 kanjis.
Love that. Let's go.
Okay. So yeah, that's it for today. Any questions so far? 質問ありますか？
自分がありません。
ないですか？
ありません。
はい。That's it for today. As usual, I'll be here for any questions or any chatting. So yeah,
はい。
that's all.
はい。
はい。
あざっす。
あざっす。